What's up, bros? Today we have a little bit of an unusual break because we're breaking this whole box of 21-22 Upper Deck Series 1 hockey fat packs. There is an interesting story about how I ended up with this box. So I went to my Target and actually this box was sitting on the shelf like that. So it was opened, but the all packs were inside. So there should be 18 packs. And usually I don't buy a lot of these fat packs because they're clearly by far the worst retail configuration. There is something like one non-base card inside the pack. But this time I decided to pull my usual trick and just take the whole box and bring it to the cashier, and hoping that the cashier which will just like scan this code one time and I'll get like the whole box for the price of one pack. However, it didn't work that way. So indeed, as I expected, the cashier didn't go like inside the box, although it was like open. It started scanning this barcode here, but the barcode here wasn't scanning because it wasn't in the system. So I guess what was happening, which I like figured out like afterwards, is that the barcode on the pack, it's different than the barcode on the box. Usually they are the same, but here it is the last number is 1, while on the box the last number is 0, and I guess this barcode wasn't in the system. And I guess the reason for that was that this is kind of like not supposed to be supposed to do anything to do with the retail, just a wholesale box, so they don't they put a different barcode, but luckily, so what the cashier did, she didn't start scanning these packs one by one. Instead, she called like some guy, and that guy came and she asked him like how much like this box is supposed to be, and that guy told that all card boxes are $29.95. So this is actually the price of a blaster. And so then she just like sold me this box for a price of a blaster. And I'm still not sure if it is a good deal because given that there is only one non-base card in this box, in each fat pack, then we still might not end up with a lot of young guns, because there will be canvas cards and etc. etc. However, one thing which I noticed, which like Upper Deck is usually screwed up a bit. So this says 21-22 Series 1 hockey, okay, but when we check the odds at the back, these odds are from Series 2 last year, because you see the pack contains an assortment of Upper Deck Series 2 hockey trading cards. And then it's not only one mistake, it's the whole thing is from the last year Series 2, because for example there is like OPG update, and OPG update is not in Series 1, it's always in Series 2. But nevertheless, let's not complain too much, and let's check what's inside this packs. So Johnny Gaudreau, he's becoming a free agent this year, and I really hope that he will sign with New Jersey Devils, kind of because he's a local New Jersey player, and would immediately make New Jersey not a contender, of course, but a playoff team. and I always root. Oh, actually, we in our first pack we end up with young guns occurred immediately of Ross Cotton, and not mind-blowing stats, but nevertheless, and also local New Jersey players, always nice to see. That's already better than I expected, and it's always nice to see Devils in playoffs, because their playoffs tickets are dirt cheap, like compared, for example, to Ranger tickets, because I've been considering going to some second round games against Hurricanes, and the tickets are like $500 per ticket. So yeah, I'll need to think really hard about going. So yes, as I expected, exactly one non-base card per fat pack, and we got really lucky with. We're getting a lot of like doubles, like McDavid, Gurianov. I just pulled them from the previous pack, like Landeskog, like yeah, like the collation is of course like pretty lol. Seth Jones. Yeah, let's root for another young gun, but Cam Fowler. And I think this is all base. Like there are no. Yeah, that was a painful pack. Like all base, I think. No non-base cards. Yeah, that's really like was like hammering my testicles. Was yeah, I thought like you at least like guaranteed one non-base card per pack, but like this apparently not the case. Yeah, Nico Hischier and Victor Arvidsson. Yeah, unfortunately, Nashville couldn't do much against Colorado in the playoffs, like got swept. But I'm actually looking forward to this canvas of Aaron Ekblad. But I know young guns here. I'm very much looking forward to the series against Colorado and St. Louis, because I would say, like based on the first round, this clearly and by far the two strongest teams in the whole playoff bracket, and especially like. I feel like that St. Louis has a lot of potential to disappoint Colorado, because the game organization is really superb, and I especially liked how like Craig Berube managed to reorganize the team, like in the series against the Wild. So he really showed that he has a lot of control and he understands what he's doing. So that's and especially like substituting like Binnington instead of Husso was a great decision, because Husso like was like pretty disappointing in that series. So that's of course really sad. I mean like was set for St. Louis, but the reorganization was great. So perhaps I think it's likely that the current Stanley Cup champion will come from this. This St. Louis, Colorado series. Of course, Tampa Bay was also really strong against Toronto when it mattered, because Toronto tried really hard, but Tampa Bay, whenever like Toronto like got close to achieving something, then Tampa Bay added that extra gear and I really like passed over Toronto. So, but like what is clearly visible from that Tampa Bay Toronto series is that Tampa Bay lacks a lot of motivation. There's like the first two lines are pretty meh, like Vasilevsky's pretty meh. It's the third line is trying really hard because like players like Nick Paul really stepping up, especially like it was visible in the game 7. But it would also be an interesting series against Florida. But I'm not looking to it as much as I'm going like to St. Louis Colorado series, because Florida has like pretty clear defensive problems, and overall it's interesting. We get like Vasilevsky and Jack Campbell next to each other, so kind of like two goalies which were against each other in the first round of playoffs, and unfortunately the corner is Vasilevsky's dinged. Yeah, so it seems that there are like tons of like packs where you only get like base cards. Like this is like unacceptable. I think I opened like something like 5 packs already, and I've only got 2 non-base cards. So they're like these fat packs are literally the worst value. Like imagine like buying like this pack for $4.99 and you get like just a bunch of I think MSRP for them is $4.99, and you just get a bunch of this base cards. Like what the hell, like it's just, at least like in this like Panini products you'll get some shiny insert or something like that, but here like just a bunch of honestly, like what the hell, like the collection is like simply terrible. Like there should be like at least 1 non-base card per pack. Like this is like might be the worst break I ever had. Like I would have literally be better buying a blaster for $2.29 like, because in blaster you at least get like a lot of inserts. Brutality to say the very least. And like there's also tons of this, like Nico Hischier. It is like the 3rd Hischier I'm like already pulling. Brutality, like literally, like Hedman had a really weak series against Toronto. Finally, the 3rd non-base card, K'Andre Miller debut days. I remember they lost something like 5-0 to Islanders. I think I was watching this game on TV. There was no in-person attendance, so. Yeah, but Kendre Miller is looking like he's the best Rangers defenseman in these playoffs in terms of actually defensive play. But I'm really disappointed with how Rangers are playing. Absolutely no tactic or no system in their play. They just rely on the individual effort of Shesterkin in the net, and then Zibanejad and Panarin and Kreider in the offense. If you ask me, like Pittsburgh was a better team in that series, but it's just that the goalie, both goalies got injured, so this like Luis Domingue, who is like I don't know. You planned the tree by the goal. It's better than having like a Luis Domingue there. But yeah. So Pittsburgh had like a much better team organization. It's just that also the key players are really old, and yeah, it's I wouldn't be like surprised if Rangers will get swept by Carolina in the second round. And the second young guns, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen of Buffalo Sabres. I think he played for HPK in Finland, but actually not terrible stats for a team like Buffalo. Yeah, like Trouba, like yeah. The problem of Rangers is that the best defensemen like Fox, Trouba, they're too offensively minded, and nobody is willing to play defense. And this others who are supposed to play like defense, like Lindgren, Nemeth, their hands are literally growing from their ass. So it's. Only like Edmonton Oilers, I think, showed like a worse defensive play in the playoffs than New York Rangers. So it can actually turn out to be like pretty brutal series between Calgary and Edmonton for Edmonton, because. Calgary can play both like this run and gun hockey, and can also play this streak defensive formations. So I'm not expecting anything good for Edmonton, because Edmonton is exactly like the same as like New York Rangers, except that New York Rangers have like Shesterkin, who is kind of fixing the issues at the defensively, while Edmonton, they only have like McDavid and Draisaitl, so only offense, like, and then like Mike Smith, like, who is, I don't know, like 75 or so. And our third young gun is Mike Hardman of Blackhawks. So yeah, so I think Edmonton is probably not likely to get swept in by Calgary, because McDavid and like Draisaitl can win them like 1 or 2 games by the individual effort. but yeah, the chances of like Edmonton winning this series are next to nothing, in my opinion, of course. I was actually like surprised, although I didn't expect much from Edmonton. I surprised how stressful the series against Kings turned out for them, because Kings literally were the worst team in the playoffs, like even worse than Nashville, because Nashville wasn't actually like that bad of a team. It's just like Saros got injured in the net, and unfortunately not young guns, and then there was nobody to step up beyond him, and like playing with Colorado, if you don't have a strong goalie, like it's deal. Bobrovsky had a very good series against Capitals. Yeah, like Los Angeles Kings, I'm not sure how they made like the playoffs, because from the games which I have seen like this season, like Vancouver, like for example, looked much more competent team than like Kings looked in the playoffs. It's literally just Jonathan Quick and a bunch of like some young nobodies, and this Kopitar like way too old already, literally cannot skate anymore, and Doughty, like I haven't seen, but is Doughty like injured? He would really stand out in this out of this bunch of players, because yeah, like something is problematic with the edges here. Like I'm not sure like what is going on, but it's not like it's a superstar player or anything. Yeah, like this is actually a great photo, like the watch just behind, like Nylander. Yeah, probably like Doughty was injured or so. Or maybe like Doughty already like retired, like I'm actually not sure. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury really flopped in the playoffs. No, Doughty is probably not retired, because he's in this set, but I actually wouldn't be surprised that if he would be retired, but Upper Deck would still put him in. Yeah, like in my opinion, based on the limited number of games in Pacific Division I saw this season, Vancouver would be much more of an interesting team to see in the playoff than Kings. And this like a bunch of, it's of course a young team and they run well, but again, Epps zero game organization and zero zero like skill. Like all most of the goals were like some flops. Were the outcome of the flops by either Oilers defenseman or then Mike Smith. Jack Hughes, but that's a different like Jack Hughes. I think there was like a Jack Hughes in the helmet. Like I wonder if this is like image variation or what. Let me quickly check. No, it was actually Nico Hischier. I kind of mixed them up because both are centers and both are first overall picks. So yeah, no image variations in this set. I think although last year there was some suit image variations or something like that. Yeah, so far I think we got four young guns. Yeah, that's worse, much worse than I expected, because I thought they're gonna be. Yeah, it seems that there's some like persistent collation issue, because McDavid and Guryanov and like Landeskog are always like together. Yes, but yeah, this is common to Series 1, and yeah, so like at least they could have updated like Butch teams to St. Louis, because well, like maybe you don't have time to get the photo right, although somehow like Topps got like Butch photo right for their sticker collection released in December, but at least like you must get like the team right. So and Donskoy, like he was like picked up on the expansion draft like by Kraken, so what the hell. Like, at least like this like rosters are literally from the May last year. Yeah, so not yeah, like yeah, what can I say, like bros and sisters, like don't buy these fat packs, like, because even for $29.99 this is not for the whole box, that's not a great break by any not a great break by any measure. And another young gun that's actually pretty good, except that young gun himself is not like, although stats are like reputable. Although I should say, like Philly, like this year and last year, like a lot of random guys get a lot of playing time, and so they're able to score. Stutzle. I really think like Rangers should have drafted Stutzle instead of like Laffy. Anders Lee, the captain for NYI. And how many packs? Three packs left. Bo Horvat. David Taves. Juuse Saros, yeah, unfortunately injured for the playoff. Panarin had a pretty disappointing first round series against like Pens, but luckily he stepped up in the overtime of the game 7. Rasmus Anderson and Jerry Spurgeon. The Dazzler, I think there is a Dazzler, yeah. Yeah, also like Vasilevsky and Campbell like always come together in the collation. Johnny Hockey. Yeah, and Go Dazzler of Alex Newhook. Yes, so there is like tons of base cards in these packs, and given that the base set itself is not like huge, it's only like I think 200 cards. The break becomes a little bit repetitive, although the quality of photography is not best. So it's in general like look at this face expression of the long-time New York Ranger Mark Zuccarello. So it's not like the most boring break, and like Hundo P of Petrangelo. Yeah, it's such a lull that Vegas didn't make the playoffs this year. So yeah, overall it is terrible. This Fat Packs is a terrible choice, a terrible SKU if you are looking to break like Series 1, and like even for this $29.99 plus tax, I don't think I managed to break even, like because what we have pulled is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 no name Young Guns, then like 3 canvases, then like Hundo P portraits, and debut dates, and Golden Dazzlers. So I would recommend you to avoid this Fat Packs at all costs.